Hi, it's Sue Ricks from the Sue Ricks Academy, talking about smiling. I've been out with a friend today and she said, I love this way that you're always smiling. And maybe she imagines that I smile all the time. I'm human. I smile a lot, and also I have times where I'm not smiling because I'm concentrating or I'm gazing off into the distance, as I can often do. Are you a smiley person, or do you allow yourself times to be non-smiley and then go, do you know what, it's time to smile? And maybe this is to do with mummies too. Sometimes you can be so shattered, with looking after your family. Maybe you've got big demands happening at work. Doesn't really matter what it is. No, it's about thinking about, do I feel smiley? And not forcing smiles, but actually the action of smiling makes you feel a bit more smiley because you actually use these great muscles, and the more you use them, the more they work. And it's really, really difficult to be very, very downhearted if you're smiling. So I too have times when I find life really tough. You can see I'm in my wheelchair right now. So this wheelchair moves around, yeah. And so, there are times when I'm honestly not feeling like smiling. In fact, actually, I had an extraordinary experience today where I went to meet this friend, and there are double doors into the cafe where I was meeting my friend, and it's snowy, it's really cold, there's snow and ice on the ground, and I was all wrapped up in my coats and scarf and hat and everything, and I was outside the door, and it's double doors, and I couldn't reach the door. I tried to get hold of the door and open the door and be able to get in, but I couldn't do it. But fortunately, a lady came out the other way, and I said to her, oh, thank you so much. And she looked straight through me, closed the door and carried on. So I couldn't get in. And my friend was really cross because she'd seen the lady do that. She could see from the glass. So she came through and she came to let me in. My friend was really cross. And I said, well, I think she must have been so lost in her thoughts that she probably didn't even see me, even though I was there like a Belisha beacon, very obvious to people like my friend. But if you're in your head in big thoughts, then you don't see things, you don't always see the obvious. And it's really important that we keep our smiliness going as much as we can, and be kind and be patient to people. But sometimes the actual physical forcing yourself to smile makes you feel more smiley. And one of my tricks is to go into my head and think about a lovely place or space which is smiley. So, it's really lovely. It's frosty, it's smiley today. Smiley, it's icy today. So while I was coming back in my wheelchair, I was imagining that I was sitting in one of my favourite places, which is on a ski toe. And as I was crunching in my wheelchair and going up the road, I was imagining that I was in a lovely ski lift, and I was going up the slope ready to go skiing. That made me feel smiley. So instead of just sitting in my wheelchair going up a crunchy, icy, potentially dicey road with cars coming, I was imagining that I was going up a ski toe and paying attention to the other people around me and doing my best to stay smiley. And it was brought into sharp focus because my friend did a wonderful thing. She said to me, how are you, Sue? Really, 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 how are you, Sue? And it gave me a chance to go inside and answer that question and tell her how, I'm finding it a challenge to acknowledge the fact that I am disabled. And, it's all happened very quickly in months. And it's not an easy thing to do. But my golly, I've got so much to be grateful for. So I am not saying that life is easy. What I'm saying is sometimes I find, and I don't know if this helps you at all or not, that just smiling and activating the iris muscles, activating these muscles here, helps you to think of things that make you feel smiley and grateful. And gratitude is a lovely thing, it's a wonderful thing, but it's okay to not be okay as well. And if it's one of those times when you're not okay, then acknowledge those feelings. You know, maybe you could write things down in a journal, maybe you could ask a friend, maybe you're simply so tired that you've got no energy to be lovely and happy and smiley because you're just exhausted and you need sleep. However, do what you need to do to get yourself into a state where you can start to activate your smileys. Yeah. So I send you lots of love on this beautiful day. The sky is blue above me. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's ice, snow and ice on the ground. It's crunchy. It's that sort of time that I absolutely love. So I'm sharing that with you now. We're getting ourselves in spring, starting to think of the things that we're going to be doing with the garden and things that we're going to be doing. And we're trying to really hard to be kind and patient with ourselves and allowing ourselves to be smiley or not smiley, and doing our very best to remember to use these muscles as much as we possibly can. So how are you? How are you really? What makes you smile? What makes you happy? What can you be grateful for right now? You see my breath, it's with the cool of the air. So wishing you lots of love and lots of sparkly times and lots of smiles, and giving yourself a big hug if you need a big hug. And I hope you're enjoying me sharing just the lovely sparkleness of the air, and you can see the lights and things that are on behind me. So I hope this gives you a little bit of a lift, and if it's not time for smileys, then give yourself a big hug, and then I look forward to the next time that you feel smiley. So from one smiley person to another smiley person, lots of love. Bye.